Hello Werewolf Army, this is Jaden from Jaden's Videos, back with another Tombstone review. And this is possibly my last video for 2016 since it is New Year's Eve and it is close to midnight where I live. So this is possibly my last video for 2016. And a way to end 2016 would be to show you guys this prop and do a Tombstone review on it, because I know that you guys have been waiting for it for a while. Only those of you on Instagram knew that this was coming. Well, those of you knew that there was a Tombstone review of a prop that I got for Christmas coming, but you didn't know what prop. But here it is. Here's the prop I got for Christmas that you guys have been waiting to see a video on. And this is a Tombstone review of it. And it is the Towering Chained Ghost. Now, he actually is he was my favorite prop of for Halloween 2016. I know I said Howling Werewolf was, but he was my favorite prop in store. Towering Chained Ghost was online only, but out of all the props, he was my favorite out of all of them. And you guys are probably wondering my music choice for this video, since it's not a very Halloween type song. It's actually a Christmas song, but the reason why is because the Towering Chained Ghost was actually inspired on Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol, and so the song that you hear in the background is a song from A Christmas Carol. But don't worry, later on in the review I will get some Halloween music in here. But yes, it's kind of weird saying this because I can't hear the music right now, but I already have my music picked out that I'm going to use for this video, but I can't hear it, of course, so it's kind of weird talking about music. I sound a little crazy. But here's the review. I'm going to start out with the detail first. It might be a little tricky to review this guy since he is really tall, and it might also be kind of tricky because Harbinger of Hell's kind of in the way here, but I can kind of just move around him. But I'm going to start at the hat. The hat doesn't have much detail, but that doesn't really matter. It doesn't need much. I like that darkish gray or black. I can't really tell because I'm not at eye level with it. I'm just holding up the camera. I think it's black. The rim around the hat, there's some creepy cloth on the back of the hat. I don't know why it's not all the way around the hat. That would look better, but it is how it is. The hair... I just stepped on the cat. Not a real cat, a prop, don't worry. The hair is actually attached to the hat itself. So that's also a good way to know if you have the hat on backwards or not. So the hair is attached to the hat itself. He looks even creepier without the hair or the hat. He just looks really creepy for some reason. But there he is, very cool. There's the face, which has the most detail out of the prop and is the main focus point of the prop, of course, like every prop. Right there, you can see he's got a very wide opened mouth, like he's a ghost. He's got his yellow teeth, and some are even fallen out, which is very awesome. Very cool looking face. His eyes are really creepy. He's a very creepy prop. He freaked me out the first night of having him in my room when I just saw his shadow towering over me. It was pretty freaky because he is a really creepy looking prop. As you can see, he's got a little bit of gray mixed in with the white on his face. And this is like it's like a plastic inside of the head covered by latex. It's a very flexible head. And on his back, he does have a hunchback, which really looks cool. There's a lot of creepy cloth on this guy as well. As you can see, just like Corn Stalker, he has creepy cloth hanging down. I'll go show you how Corn Stalker has it. Right over here, he's got some creepy cloth hanging down from his arms too. I noticed that the material on Corn Stalkers is a little bit better, but I think that's because for Towering Chained Ghost they wanted to make it more see-through and more of a see-through type cloth. Other than Corn Stalkers, it doesn't really matter if you see through his or not, because his is You know, it's just there to make it look kind of creepy. So it doesn't matter if you see through it or not, so they kind of made it thick. They could make it thicker, but they probably wanted, like I just said, for you to see through towering chain ghosts, so he looks more ghostly. And I think it works really well. He does look very ghostly and creepy. Here are the hands. Very creepy looking. Unlike Corn Stalker, his hands aren't, well, they are high up. As you can see, his hands are about 7 feet off the ground. But Corn Stalker's hands are, his hands are the highest point on him. They go above his head, but towering chain ghosts go like eye level to him. So what really makes this prop tall is his hat that adds a little bit of extra tallness to him. It says he's 7 feet, but I'm thinking that he's around 8 feet because my ceiling is 9 feet high and he is almost touching the ceiling. He is definitely bigger than Corn Stalker. You can see he is definitely bigger than Corn Stalker. So, and he's cheaper than Corn Stalker, which is actually a good thing because Corn Stalker is almost $300 and Towering Chain Ghost does the same movement, actually more movement because he has a moving mouth and Corn Stalker does not, and he's taller than Corn Stalker, but he has a cheaper price. I really don't know why, but that is a good thing. His hands do look really cool. They look very bony, and he's a very skinny prop, which I think makes him look more skeletal. Well, I know he's not a skeleton, but a lot of times ghosts have kind of a skeletal appearance to them, and they are very skinny, and it makes them look creepier. The handcuffs that kind of like, not handcuffs, but the parts that connect the chains to his wrists, they're actually foam, so they're not that great of material. So I wish they were a little better in material, but I could assume like probably they couldn't make them that great of material because it would cost more money. But the chains are pretty good. They are plastic and they are white chains to make it fit his ghostly appearance more. And they go across up to his shoulders. They connect. More his armpits really, but near his shoulders. And he's got, you can't really tell sadly, but it looks really cool. He does have a shirt on under the like suit jacket, and then he's got a tie, which is a pretty long tie too. It's a gray tie. And there's his suit. It's got it's got 6 buttons, 2 in each row. Here's his pants. He does have the little thing that sticks out at the back. Here are his pants. They're gray. I know you can't really see well, but his shoes don't have the best aren't the best material. They are a very cheap plastic, and I know you can't really see them, but they are a very cheap plastic, but they are very big too, and they can't really, with how the budget of this prop, how much it probably already was, you have to remember they're on a budget for this, and he's already got a lot of good material on other parts of him that the shoes, no one's really going to pay attention to those, and a lot of props do have cheaper shoes, so it's not really going to take away any points on him, because the shoes, you know, like, no one's really going to notice that. But they are very big shoes, and his base, I know you can't see it, but it's got like two little parts that stick out on each side for stability, which this guy definitely needs that, because he is a very big prop, and his motion would, if it didn't have that, he would probably fall over pretty easily. So it's good that they added that to him. Very cool prop. Now for his IR sensor, this is very awesome how they disguised it so well, Most props have pretty well disguised IR sensors nowadays, but this one is disguised really well. It is disguised in as one of his buttons. So you see you have 2 buttons there and 2 down there, but there's only 1 button here, and then the other one is the IR sensor. So it's very hard to notice, and if you weren't looking for it, you would not be able to tell, and it looks just like one of his buttons. I'm going to open this up here. Here's his module. It's pretty big. There's his volume control box and all that. And yeah, he's just a really cool prop, and I haven't even turned him on yet. But he was inspired by Jacob Marley, so I think it's very cool to have not really licensed, but a close to Jacob Marley prop. Because if you've seen A Christmas Carol, this would definitely be the first thing that pops into your mind. A lot of people were saying it looked more like the Hatbox Ghost, but I think it looks more like Jacob Marley, because he's not really holding a hat box. The only thing that resembles the Hatbox Ghost in him is his top hat, but the rest resembles Jacob Marley, his phrases, and how he has chains and all that. And if you do know how tall Harbinger of Hell is, now don't compare him to Reanimated Corpse, because Reanimated Corpse is on a shelf, so don't compare his height to that. But if you do know how tall Harbinger of Hell is, you can definitely see how tall Towering Chained Ghost is, and that he's a very enormous prop. He towers well over Harbinger of Hell, and Harbinger of Hell is a huge prop as well. One that more of you guys would probably know, Boogeyman, though he's not really that close to him. You can definitely, no, you can't see because they're not next to each other, but I can say that Boogeyman is he's just a teeny bit taller than Harbinger of Hell, so he's about right up to that arm right there on Towering Chained Ghost. Boogeyman is, and so yeah, that shows you how tall he is. And Boogeyman does not come with this hat. It's just a Happy New Year hat I put on him, so don't include that in the height measurements. So he's a very cool prop. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but let me turn him on. I'm gonna turn him on right now. I like all the sounds that all the props make when they turn on. I don't know if you guys hear that, but they all make a little popping sound. Like it's one after the other. It's like boop, 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 boop. I gotta be careful not to step on Cerberus, his foot pad, and just play Towering Chained Ghost.
This is the nightmare that I call home. It comes furnished with chains that bind you here for eternity. It's a devilish non-existence I don't wish on anybody, but it looks like you are here to stay.
I forgot to mention this, but when he moves, his chains actually shake. I don't know if you guys noticed that on the camera, but they do shake a little bit.
Who dares to trespass? State your claim.
You can definitely see them shaking. It's very awesome.
I have much of the manor to haunt, and you are in my way. Oh, this torment of a tortured soul that is I. It is a torment I wish to share with you. For misery does love company, and I have been ever so lonely. Might I talk you into staying for an eternity?
And I love like the ghostly sounds in the background of his audio. They sound so cool.
Don't be afraid of what haunts these halls, for it is Halloween. A time when all things haunted and ghoulish reveled in delight. Why, I hear them singing right now. What mortal dares to trespass on this forsaken residence? I was once as foolish as you before I was doomed to this wretched existence. It's a punishment you deserve. Be gone before I decide I should have some company for eternity.
as you can see, he is a very awesome prop, and definitely one of my favorite props that I own now. I won't say my favorite because it's really hard to choose between all my props, and really I've kind of just given up on saying my favorite prop that I own. I used to say Cerberus, but I've gotten so many other good ones since Cerberus that I don't know, I'll have to like take like an hour just to sit down and think, okay, so this one does this, but this one does this. So, you know, I can't really say my favorites just right off the top of my head anymore. But on the Tombstone review rating scale, which I am going to change the name of Tombstone Reviews for 2017, so stay tuned for that little name change. On the Tombstone review rating scale, there's really no complaints with this guy. I mean, like, some of his material is kind of cheap, but it is still durable. So I'm not really going to take off anything for that. And he is a really creepy prop. Definitely one of the creepiest ones I own. Him and Boogeyman are like tied between the two creepiest. And he is also the tallest prop that I own now. Corn Stalker used to be the tallest, but now Towering Chain Ghost is. So on the Tombstone review rating scale, I'm going to give Towering Chain Ghost 10 out of 10 jack-o'-lanterns because he's just an awesome prop, and I do highly recommend him. He's such a cool prop, especially like if you're doing a scary Christmas scene like I did in Nightmare House 2016. Since he is based off of Jacob Marley, he would work pretty well in that. Or if you're doing a haunted mansion scene, which is definitely where I'm going to put him in next year's haunt. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.
Hey, come back. You don't play fair and you're making me angry. But maybe if you subscribe to Jaden's videos and join the werewolf army, I'll let you live another day. But it's not guaranteed.